Hey, what's going on? Check out what I got going on here. Turn the headlights on. One comes up, the other one stays down. Turn the headlights off. One goes down, the other one's still down. Okay, I disconnected the power to it. So I suppose you probably say I could probably turn this knob right here and make it go up or down. Well, no, that does not work. It just spins. So now what do? You can't go the usual route to change the gear, which is probably bad in the motor. You know, they always show the headlight coming up and you can get to the gear on YouTube, but no, not in my case. So here's what I do. Oh, and yeah, this one works okay, fine. So here's what I'm going to do. Since this headlight will not come up and you have to try and get to the motor with the whole assembly up so you can change the gear. I'm going to see if I can do it a different way. What I've done is removed 3 tiny little screws. One went right up here, one here, and then one straight down there behind where you can't see. But anyway, they're all 3 the same size, and they look like this. Very small. So I did put a rag down in here, kind of cover some of the holes, because I didn't want to drop a screw down there, because then I'll be taking off a cover underneath the light, which I may have to do anyway. And the plan is now is to pop that off like that, look in there, see what kind of happy crap I got, try and save any pieces that are going to come out with this plate. Okay, as you can see, the rubber in this is just totally worn out. There is a washer, looks like a brass washer in there. What a mess, huh? Okay, looks to be another washer right here. Yeah, there is. Okay, don't want to lose it. Rubber pieces are just falling all over the place. Okay, got that washer. Goes on. That washer goes on first. What a mess this is. I can see pieces. Okay, now that I've got a lot of the pieces, broken pieces of rubber and some teeth out of there, I don't see anything else that will come off of this side, but it enabled me to be able to lift the headlight up now by hand, because there's nothing binding it, holding it now. And you can see it turn like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop the headlight up and proceed to remove this motor pretty much the way you've seen on all the other YouTube videos. I'm able to lift it up in the front, and what I'll do is I'll take the plastic bezel off. There's a couple screws on this side, one on the side over here, and then I will take the painted top piece off here, a couple star bits, screws. Okay, the bezel's off the headlight. These are the 3 standard Phillips screws that came out. One on this side, excuse me, 2 on this side and 1 on this side. Okay, once the bezel is off, use a T15 star bit. There's 2 screws here, 1 here, 1 here. And you take this cover off. This helps hold the bezel in right here. In the front, plastic slides out. And I suppose now what I want to do is take this nut and this nut loose. Lets the headlight fall down. I've got it propped up with the end of a hammer handle in the front. So it's staying up right now. Yep, that's a T20 star bit, and this is an 8mm nut. I was able to use a 5/16 line wrench on them. Take it loose. Put a rag and a pickup magnet here just in case I drop this nut. I'm going to do the same over on this side. I don't want to have to go fishing for it. Remember, I have a hammer handle in the front here slid this way, and it keeps the headlight from dropping down. The magnet was good, but I didn't need it. Take the hammer handle out, hold the headlight. Alright, looking from the front of the engine, motor's held on with a bolt here, nut here. I'm only seeing 2. These bump stops are looking good. These look like 10mm. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this, take 2 10mm bolts loose. Get that loose off of the chassis there or whatever, and let's see if I can get this motor out of here. I just want to remember the position this arm is in when this headlight assembly is dropped down like this. The arm will only go on one way, up or down. Mine was up, and it looks, I'm pushing on it. Looks like I'm able to get this out from the back. Without having to pull the motor. Super duper, huh? Okay, that's how it goes. I gotta tell you, see these 2 washers wanted to stay on there. Looks like 1, but there's 2 there. Anyway, this metal gear, or excuse me, this plastic gear does not look stripped or anything. I believe what happened was this may have been replaced because, I mean, it just looks too good to be 190,000 mile gear, in my opinion. But I believe the rubber in here deteriorated. I believe the rubber was not replaced, and it got caught up, and you can see that how the teeth were catching it, grinding it up, and finally it just locked itself up where it wouldn't come up or down. go get the, take the motor loose just to make this cover easier to put on. The way I took it off was a little difficult, but I had no choice. Okay, the bolts are loose. The motor just comes right out. After you take this, and this slides off of a little tab mounting piece right here, and it slides forward. This is a metal motor, and yeah, waiting on parts. Okay, time to put this motor gear, new motor gear in. Everything back together. There's the new one. I'm going to be using some white lithium grease, bearing bushing type thing, and I will be using some silicone paste on the teeth of the grease. I mean, on the teeth of the gear. It's early in the morning. Okay. This little guy goes like this. Push it in. Like that. And already got grease in there. Don't need a lot. This little bushing goes on there like that. Okay. These two washers, they are two. Look like one. They will go here like this. And this goes in there like that. Little gasket, new gasket goes around the edge here. Seems to be fighting it a little bit now. And I'm using silicone paste. Get it off of there. But I'm probably going to have to apply it with my fingers, because I can't seem to get it off the brush right now. Turn the knob a little bit and it snapped right in. That part is working. I'm going to put the screws back in now. This is the old gear, and I was wondering where the plastic pieces had come from, and now I can tell you that they were broken off. When the rubber went, it also broke the pieces that held the rubber, so that's where they came from. Time to put it back in the vet. Okay, I've got my bolts replaced. I've got my arm put back on. Electrical connections to the headlights, the high and the low beam, I imagine is what they are. Now, this thing just dropped down before, but since I've replaced the gear in the motor, I'm most likely going to have to turn the knob over here to bring it back up, and that'll tell me if I've got this arm on right or not. where my arm is at. I don't have them up all the way yet. What you want to look at is the back part of that arm. As I raise it up, it should hit that bump stop at full up position, and then when I lower it, it should hit this bump stop at full down position. Okay, the lower bump stop full up, upper bump stop full down. I'm going to put a little silicone spray on these bolts here that pivot the headlight. Put a couple rags here to maybe catch a nut in case I drop one, and I'm going to put some blue Loctite on each little nut. Thread locker comes in different flavors, different strengths. Let's see if she goes up and down. Okay, that seems to be up right there. And that seems to be down right there. Time to hook up the electrical connections. I'm probably going to have to fight this one a little bit to slide over this little piece here. Okay, I got to know if it's going to work. Turn the power on and see what happens. Success. And I got I think they're low beams. There's an actuator arm, or another arm in here, right there. I'm going to hit it with some silicone spray. Well, it took me a bit to put this headlight cover on. I had to adjust it a little bit. I didn't like the way it was sitting. I didn't check it with the hood closing, but I don't think I fooled with any of those adjustments as far as this way or this way. So now what I get to do, yippee skippy, put this headlight bezel on. Okay, headlight bezel. Well, that's pretty close. Just got to put the 3 screws in, one on this side, 2 on this side over here. Okay, bezel's in. I lubricated whatever arms I could see with some silicone spray, and it's time to check them out again and see how they work after I close the hood. Okay, headlight check. Here we go. On. Off. On. Off. On. Off. Yeah, I could do that all day. Okay. So this is Cars, Trucks, and Detours, coming to you from outside the C5 1998 Corvette, saying thanks everyone, and until the next video, yeah, Steve AZ 711, that's me, aka. Bye for now. On.
off.